Okay, we're going to start with the nation. APC primaries, Buhari aspirants governors for high-level talks. Former governors, ex-minister win PDP senatorial ticket. Government okays contract to buy more kits for Air Force. APC's planned screening of Jonathan Emefiele others raises curiosity. Suspended Accountant General became political appointee in 2021. Emefiele withdraws suit against INEC and AGF. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Major headline.
Go ahead.
APC, it's a bit of, drama around the party elections preparations. So today, the APC's presidential aspirants, governorship aspirants, the gubernatorial aspirants, National Assembly aspirants, and all of them, and the National Working Committee of the party will be meeting with the president today. Also, yesterday, they postponed the presidential screening of the party to, according to the National Secretary, Suleiman Argungu, said that it was postponed till tomorrow, but the National Publicity Secretary, Felix Moka, says no, that it's been postponed and a new date will be conveyed later, and that they will be submitting the list of, the National Working Committee will be submitting a list to the president that, would ensure each free primaries. But among all the laudable things they were talking about, I'm just worried that, APC know what it will cost them if they don't meet the deadline INEC has given. They know they've had that experience in Zamfara, and it will be too expensive for them to continue to postpone indefinitely or, till something. I think they should quickly put their acts together within the House. But, they are working towards, according to them, a very each free primaries within their party.
Okay. So the federal government has approved new equipment procurement contracts for the Nigerian Air Force. So according to the president, he stated this in Kano yesterday during the ceremonial parade to commemorate the 58th anniversary of the Nigerian Air Force. He was lauding the Air Force for living up to their constitutional responsibilities of securing the nation. He also said that they are trying as much as possible to provide a lot of modern equipment, such as the Super Tucanos, the Augusta helicopter gunships, among others. And this will also help to turn the tide against the fight or against insecurity. And he said that they will continue to provide more platforms to modernize the armed forces. To this end, they also mentioned that they are going to be procuring a lot of Beechcraft, some modern helicopter gunships, UAV for the Nigerian Air Force to enable them man the airspace effectively. They went ahead to visit some of the families of the victims of the Kano explosion, and he was, sharing his, extending his condolences to the family members. But there was no point where he said they were still negotiating or not on how to get the abducted people out.
I wanted to take the suspended Accountant General's story, who they said he's a guest at the Economic and Crimes Commission. That was what the paper said. He's a guest. And actually, what they said is that after he finished his tenure at 60 as a civil servant, the government now, he was a political appointee. So that's why he was able to stay on after his retirement age. And he was signed on by the Secretary General to the Federation.
Okay, so I have the story concerning the, and I took that story yesterday, the fact that the presidential screening is going to be taken on today, APC presidential screening, and the fact that they're still going to be screening Jonathan Emefiele, additional, and I think Ngige. And of course, party members are they're getting very curious about why are they retaining to keep these people in the list, especially when they've withdrawn. But according to the party, they haven't officially withdrawn. I think we were saying this morning that I think the report said only one have actually officially withdrawn. But others have just left in a limbo, and because of that, they're still going to go ahead with screening with them, even though they're not available. Moving on quickly now to the Punch. APC presidential primaries, Lagos, Borno lose jumbo delegates. Again, party shifts senatorial poll. Air Force marks 58th anniversary. Buhari insists service position to tackle challenges. Again, says at home paralyzes. Imo, Anambra Bank schools shut. Lagos explosion, gas plant owner dies. Lawyer insists on 800 million naira compensation. Telcos protest 90 billion naira new phone tax to bill subscribers. Dismissed policeman bags life imprisonment for defiling people who was 9 years old. Gombe governor intolerant of criticism, death profile story, my only crime. States groan over delayed revenue sharing. FAC meets today. 36 states lose financial autonomy suit against federal government. And Obasanjo meets Wike, others seeks justice and fairness. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Let me take the Mohammed Ali, the dismissed police officer who he got life with no option of fine, and his name is supposed to be put in the sex register of sex offenders, Lagos State. And apparently he had pulled the girl into the barracks and defiled her. And he first admitted it, then he denied it. But there were about 3 or 4 witnesses that testified. And then the girl's story herself, 9 years old.
Well, we're happy that, she got justice.
Yeah, she got justice.
So let me take the story of the telcos. The Association of Licensed Telecoms Operators of Nigeria are really upset about the move by the federal government to add 1 kobo per second tax on phone calls. According to them, they said this is a really bad move, and this is insensitive considering their operating environment and what Nigerians are going through. According to them also, they said that they have tried to get a review of their tariff based on their operational costs, but the federal government disagreed and said they were not going to release or increase their tariff. All of a sudden, they are bringing in tax through the back door, and this is going to be affecting the consumers directly. So if you buy like airtime of 100 naira, they are going to be taking the tax from it. So you are paying for more and getting less value of what you have paid for. And so they said this is not good, and they are going to, really fight against it.
Okay, so I have the local government and 36 states losing their financial autonomy suit against the federal government. So the 36 states government, through their attorney generals, had gone to court to contest the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit guidelines, which, questions inflow into the local government account from the federal account, and daily output limits daily output to about 500,000 daily for local government spending. They had gone to court to contest it, and the court said, I don't see how this clashes in any way with the Constitution. The court quoted Section 7(1)(6) and Section 7A, paragraph A and B of the 1999 Constitution as not conflicting with Section 162, sub 6 of the 1999 Constitution, and said that the local governments, the state governments, all 36 of them should stay off the funds, and confirms the autonomy of the financial autonomy of the local governments.
So there was a case, if you recall, there was a case about the gas plant explosion in Lagos State. So that cost the lives of about 8 people back in 2020, October 8th. And then the case, Justice Ogala threw out the case because the state was had filed this case against the owner of the gas the gas plant, which is Alhaji Waidi Fashola, Pauline knows Lara Fash. Unfortunately, the man died, and the judge struck out the case. However, the prosecutor is insisting that the families of those who had died as a result of the man's negligence should still be compensated 800 million. So he's still trying to pursue that. But I was just wondering, so who would compensate? Is it the state that will now compensate?
They're suing the state.
They're suing the state now to compensate. Okay, moving on now to Vanguard Electoral Act. Governors lament fear inability to control delegates. 36 governors lose suit against financial autonomy for local governments. Lagos shuttle drivers protest tax force extortion. 2023, Buhari won't seek 3rd term or tenure extension, says APC. Major upsets trail Senate House of Reps PDP primaries. Probe internally fraud in judiciary budget. Retired Supreme Court Justice begs ICPC and EFCC. Insecurity, Soludo draws battle line against criminals. Okay, story.
So the Justice Ejembi Eko of the retired Justice of the Supreme Court, while he was being given his passing out events, decided to open up on the issues within the judiciary. He said that, the chief registrars allowed themselves to be directed willy-nilly in the vandalism of judiciary budget. He talked about calling on the ICPC, the EFCC, and the Auditor General to go into the books of the judiciary and see how, these mismanagements are happening. They should expose them and, prosecute them to stem them. And those were his words, really,
Okay.
what he was passing out. But congratulations, sir.
All right, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Vanguard, and I'll take the major headlines. So, Electoral Act, governors lamenting fear, inability to control delegates. So, as many of you know, our president is yet to assent to this Electoral Act. Now, what that means is that those who are super delegates, and your super delegates are the governors, the ministers, the key guys, they won't be allowed to vote at the primaries. So now the delegates we're depending on are the delegates who are going to be the party delegates. Now, these people are hard to control. So, and that's why the governments are getting really scared, because now it's no more in their hands. It's in the hands of these delegates. So I think the PDP has about 800 delegates, and I believe that APC has over 2,400 delegates. These are delegates, party delegates, who will then be deciding. So now they're racing against time to ensure that those 2,400 or those 800 are people that are actually going to be loyal to certain candidates. So now it's very difficult. It's difficult to get that consensus because people are different. So at least the governors and the super delegates, you can actually control them. So there's a lot of issues because our president is yet to sign. And people are saying this is a strategy, that the man knows what he's doing. Baba is not as slow as we think. The man is very, very calculative. But we never know. We'll see how things are going. But the cards are not playing as many governors are expected. And they're really worried that he's yet to sign. Since May 13th, I think they've been dealing on this matter.
Okay. I wanted to take the Lagos shuttle drivers protest. They are protesting the extortion from the task force. I think Nima will know that area better than me.
Yeah.
Agbara, Igbo, Eleri.
Igbo Eleri.
Thank you.
Agbara, Igbo Eleri.
That area, there is a construction there. So the motorists and commercial vehicles are forced to take the
one way, yes.
One way, and
Task force.
the task force will go and wait for them. When they take it,
They collect money, 100K, 150,000, and they won't give any receipts.
That's something the Commissioner for Transport can easily handle. But I've seen where the Commissioner announces a diversion, and the task force come and arrest me. Yours truly sitting down here on that diversion. But then they should announce what the rules are there.
So they went on a protest. They refused to carry passengers yesterday, and they explained that they impounded 15 vehicles.
Can you imagine that?
150 at 15 vehicles.
Please help.
Some cool cash.
Okay. Let's move on.
Yes, I have a story here. Our Moriah's favorite governor of Anambra State, Chukwuma Soludo, has said that his administration has drawn a battle line against criminals, insisting that there's no place that would be safe in the state for them. He also said that they have identified some criminals terrorizing the state, and there's nothing unknown about them. All these ones we hear, unknown gunmen, unknown one, that people actually know them. Right now, what they need is a lot of collaboration. So when you see, you hear, you inform the police, and they are able to take action, and he's not going to take it. I think the Ebonyi State Governor, Dave Umahi, has also claimed that one of the reasons they are having insecurity issues in his state is because he had moved from PDP to APC, and for him, it's politically motivated, and they're just trying to destabilize his state.
Okay, moving on quickly to Daily Sun. Primaries, APC walks tightrope. Olufin Alayegun Olowu back Oyetola's re-election. Police kill 4 gunmen in Anambra, intensify hunts for others. ASUU strike, NANS threatens shutdown of major airports. Federal government floors governors on local government financial autonomy. 813 delegates to elect PDP presidential candidate. And despite tough markets, NSIA's net assets grow to 919.7 billion naira in 2021. Okay, which story are we taking, son?
They said the police had killed 4 of the gunmen terrorizing various parts of the state, that's Anambra State, and the 4 were taken out at Umuchu community in Aguata Local Government Area during a gun battle. According to the Commissioner of Police, he said an anonymous person made a call to him and said that there's these particular people who are terrorizing, and they had this Hummer Jeep. And so he deployed his policemen. They chased them from one locality to another, caught them there, and then they had a gun battle where they had killed about 4 of them. And so he's encouraging more people. Said he doesn't even know the person. The person kept calling. Even when they left and went to another town to, disrupt the peace, the person still called that they have moved, kept giving them information. And this is what is expected from community residents. So once you see anything that's out of the ordinary, you can make a call to the police. You don't need to tell them your name or anything. This is what we're going to be doing together in collaboration to solve the issues of insecurity in the state.
Okay, fantastic. Any other story in Sun? ASUU? Who has ASUU?
I have ASUU, but I took it a few days ago, I think last week, where they decided, okay, that was yesterday, where they said they were going to shut down the airports to force the federal government into renegotiation with ASUU and ensure that, ASUU comes back to school. And so the Southwest Zone D coordinator, Mr. Adeboye, also said in Abuja yesterday that they are going to, this is the time that they are going to keep working, keep, protesting across states. And, when I took the story yesterday, the government already got wind that they were coming, the students will be coming to the airport. And so they try to put up security around the airport and even when you are driving into the airport to just forestall whatever is going to happen with the rampaging students. So it's just about trying to make sure that they have a conversation. According to them as well, they said this is not a matter for Labour to handle. Labour has been the one negotiating, and Labour is just treating it as an industrial action. But the Minister of Education, Adamu, needs to sit up and have this conversation because he understands the value. So all over the world, education is foremost in terms of budgeting and everything. And now it seems like we're not paying attention enough to education in Nigeria.
Okay, last paper, the Nigerian Tribune. Let's find a story we've not taken. PDP National Assembly primaries. Autumn Banki W. Ango Abdullahi's son Tegbe, Ned Nwoko, others win. Presidential ambition, Emefiele withdraws suit against INEC and AGF. 2 months after attack, flight resumes at Kaduna Airport. Too late now to sign Electoral Act amendment, poll observers tell Buhari. 2023 coalition of 7 political parties in alliance NC front. 19.4 million Nigerians to face food crisis by August, says ECOWAS. And 36 governors lose suit against financial autonomy for local government. So
the PDP have, done their primaries as expected, and, they are conforming with INEC's time. But let's just quickly announce some of the highlights. The son of Professor Ango Abdullahi, Sadiq Ango, who was kidnapped on the train and still in captivity with the bandits or terrorists, sorry, really? Better put. Yes, he won in absentia in Sabon Gari Federal Constituency in Kaduna. And our own Banki W in Lagos, he also won the primary ticket. In fact, landslide, 28 out of 31 delegates voted for him. We also have the son of Fayoshe winning in Ekiti. And across board, all delegates have emerged. All candidates have emerged in the PDP primaries for the National Assembly.
So, according to the report, 19.4 million Nigerians will face food crisis by August, according to this report by ECOWAS, saying that this crisis is going to be fueled by the fact that crop production is not meeting population growth, while the nation's agri sector is threatened by insecurity and adverse weather conditions. So, they're projecting, as they internationally usually project, that 19.5 million of us are going to face food crisis across in August. They also added that security is a major threat, and poor seed quality and varieties is also a factor. Low access to agri credit, low agro-processing capacity, and low investment in agricultural research. All these are factors that will cause the crisis in food by August, according to ECOWAS.
World Health Organization is warning us that COVID-19 not gone. We need to really, really be careful. They said it seems like it's declining. At least we're not hearing a lot of deaths, but COVID-19 is still very much ongoing. In about 70 countries.
I thought it was in Ukraine.
Yeah, they still have.
Since Ukraine war, they stopped covering COVID now. Something else.
They said it's only 60% of the world's population that has been vaccinated, and most of those people are in high economic countries. our own countries, we are not really rolling out vaccines and people are not encouraged to vaccinate. And it's not over till it's over everywhere in the world. We need to take more measures.
Is enough to
because I'm even wondering because, like, on this table, we've all been vaccinated.
Yes, we have.
So that is...
That's all we can
percentage.
take on front page review, but many Nigerians are not vaccinated. That's the truth.
Many Nigerians
Many
are
of them did not go out to get vaccinated.
Is the one
Let's go on a break. When we come back, move on to our topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.